Something that I have learned over the last month is that being another regeneration older doesn't mean that I suddenly get good at time management, which is ironic for a Time Lord. But it turns out, after 2 decades, I still procrastinate, and that is the entire reason why I've even had a month to contemplate this realization in the first place. But let us travel back in time, no TARDIS needed, to the last day of my 19th incarnation, the 15th of May 2026. The last place that my teenage self ventured was a land far from home, but not a land that I was unfamiliar with. This was a land that turned my entire world upside down. London! For my final adventure, I bid farewell to my teenage years while showing I am grateful for the time I got to spend over the last decade. I was symbolically closing a chapter of my life that represented more than any other adventure that I have set out on. That is Stranger Things. After all, it was all within the last decade of my life that I got to embark on this journey to Hawkins, Indiana, first as my 11th incarnate, only to grow up and finally close that book as my 19th self. And with it, that book will also take the last of my teenage years, of which I am grateful that I got to enjoy. The last decade of my life has been filled with many adventures and many incarnations of myself, having met so many new and incredible people who have accepted me for my weirdness, and most importantly, I too have accepted myself for who I am, and in that time I found my true self. No matter what incarnation I may be, no matter what that number says, I will always be me, the Doctor, but most importantly, I'll be Max. As the day neared its end, so too did my time as 19. The chapter was on its last page and I was nearing the final few words, although I had so much more I wanted to say. But those words won't disappear with the number. My 20th self will carry those words and speak them when the time is right, or well, whenever this over-the-top video is uploaded. And with that peace of mind, I was ready to say farewell to that chapter and welcome a new. As midnight came and the time ticked from May the 15th over to the 16th, nothing happened. No fancy regeneration, no crazy effects, or even goofy acting. Because this time, it's my regeneration, not the Doctor's. May the 16th, 2026. Now that I am 20, I welcome a new decade of adventures and shenanigans, and I welcome the chaos and silliness that will ensue, especially when you leave me alone with the camera. As all my life, I have been creative, no matter what number you assign me, no matter what I may look like with each passing year, that flame of imagination and creativity will forever burn in my heart, because it doesn't matter if I'm a kid making cringy videos online, a teen who carried that flame and never gave up making those videos, or even an adult that is here talking to you and making a spectacle of myself turning another year older. I may be told to grow up, to take things more seriously and to stop being stupid, but then that would be truly losing myself. So, with a third decade inbound, I will continue to be myself, and I will not be ashamed to stand out and to not fit in. I will not conform to being normal and boring, because the world needs more weirdness. The world needs more silliness even. The world needs more whimsy and joy. And you? Well, keep being yourself. You're doing great. And with that, let's embark on another year of adventures. Be creative, be weird, and stand out.